Prue responded. Figured we'd hang around somewhere, rough up some old ladies, maybe stick up a hardware store, pawn the loot. Beats going to a crafts fair. Her father snorted. Don't forget to drop off the library books. They're in the basket by the front door, said her mother, her knitting needles clacking. We should be back for dinner, but you know how long these things can run. Gotcha, said Prue. Max shouted, Pooh! Wildly brandishing a spoon, and sneezed. And we think your brother might have a cold, said her father, so make sure he's bundled up, whatever you do. The crows lifted her brother higher into the overcast sky, and suddenly Prue enumerated another worry. But he might have a cold. That had been their morning. Truly, an unremarkable one. Prue finished her granola, skimmed the comics, helped her dad ink in a few gimmies in his crossword puzzle, and was off to hook up the red radio flyer wagon to the back of her single-speed bicycle. An even coat of gray remained in the sky, but it didn't seem to threaten rain, so Prue stuffed Mac into a lined corduroy jumper, wrapped him in a stratum of quilted chintz, and placed him, still babbling, into the wagon. She loosed one arm from this cocoon of clothing and handed him his favorite toy, a wooden snake. He shook it appreciatively. Prue slipped her black flats into the toe clips and pedaled the bike into motion. The wagon bounced noisily behind her, Mac shrieking happily with every jolt. They tore through the neighborhood of tidy clapboard houses, Prue nearly upsetting Mac's wagon with every hurdled curb and missed rain puddle. The bike tires gave a satisfied shh as they carved the wet pavement. The morning flew by, giving way to a warm afternoon. After several random errands, a pair of Levi's, not quite the right color, needed returning. The recent arrivals bin at Vinyl Resting Place required perusing. A plate of veggie tostadas was messily shared at the taqueria. She found herself whiling time outside the coffee shop on the main street while Mac quietly napped in the red wagon. She sipped steamed milk and watched through the window as the cafe employees awkwardly installed a second-hand elk head trophy on the wall. Traffic hummed on Lombard Street, the first intrusions of the neighborhood's polite rush hour. A few passers-by cooed at the sleeping baby in the wagon, and Prue flashed them sarcastic smiles, a little annoyed to be someone's picture of sibling camaraderie. She doodled mindlessly in her sketchbook, the leaf-clogged gutter drain in front of the cafe, a hazy sketch of Mac's quiet face, with extra attention paid to the little dribble of snot emerging from his left nostril. The afternoon began to fade. Mac, waking, shook her from her trance. Right, she said, putting her brother on her knee while he rubbed the sleep from his eyes. Let's keep moving. Library? Mac pouted, uncomprehending. Library it is, said Prue. She skidded to a halt in front of the St. John's Branch Library and vaulted from her bike seat. Don't go anywhere, she said to Mac, as she grabbed the short stack of books from the wagon. She jogged into the foyer and stood before the book return slot, shuffling the books in her hand. She stopped at one, The Sibley Guide to Birds, and sighed. She'd had it for nearly 3 months now, braving overdue notices and threatening notes from librarians before she'd finally consented to return it. Prue mournfully flipped through the pages of the book. She'd spent hours copying the beautiful illustrations of the birds into her sketchbook, whispering their fantastic, exotic names like quiet incantations. The western tanager, the whippoorwill, Vose Swift. The names conjured the images of lofty climes and faraway